and a interesting, let's say, turn of events. Let's call it that. It's the only thing that I can call it. Elon Musk apparently will not be joining the board of directors. We've been keeping up with the story because, again, I'm more interested in internal conflict because I know for a fact that there are people that are working with Twitter that are feeling uncomfortable. Doesn't matter how you feel about Elon, doesn't matter if you trust him, doesn't matter with anything. None of that matters. We know that they feel some kind of way about him because of the way that they have this perception of him. That's it. And that internal conflict is worth covering. So the CEO, let's just read the statement. Parag Agrawal. He posted this. Now again, think about these turns of events and what makes this kind of sums up. Because he's joining the board, and then he was expected to be instated to it on the 9th, if I'm not mistaken, and then it didn't happen. I'm gonna read to you what he posted. He said, Elon Musk has decided not to join our board. Here's what I can share about what happened. So something happened. It's conflict. I don't know. The board and I had many discussions about Elon joining the board and with Elon directly. We were excited to collaborate and clear about the risk. We also believe that Elon has a fiduciary of the company, or as one of the company, where he, like all board members, has to act in the best interest of the company and all our shareholders. Was the best path forward. The board offered him a seat. We announced on Tuesday that Elon will be appointed to the board contingent on a background check and formal acceptance. Elon's appointment to the board was to be officially accepted, or effective rather, on the 9th of April. But Elon shared that same message. But Elon shared that morning, or that same morning, that he will no longer be joining the board. I believe this is for the best. We have and will always value the input from our shareholders, whether they are on our board or not. Elon is our biggest shareholder, and we will remain open to his input. So, as documented here, which I think a lot of people are talking about, what does it mean? According to a Monday report by the New York Times, by declining to join the Twitter's board, the billionaire will also no longer be bound by the previous agreement that he had signed with the company. Under a standstill agreement last week, he pledged not to purchase more than 15% of the Twitter stock and not to take over the company. That suggests Mr. Musk could now keep adding to his stake in the company. So look, we don't know. Musk hasn't actually said anything about it. He's just posted. He's a memer. He's a shit poster. He'll post like an emoji with a hand over his face or some shit like that. And I don't know exactly what it means. Some people are like, all right, well, now he's not bound by this 15%. Doesn't mean that it's going to be like this kind of hostile fucking takeover now that he's like kind of looked into this. I don't know. But there was obviously something that happened, and as they mentioned it, that caused either some parties or both to get a change of heart of joining the board, thus being bound by those rules. So what incentive does he have now, aside from being the largest shareholder? What does that mean going in the future? It's very hard to predict. But I will say, and I don't know if the AMA, I know he's doing some Ask Me Anything thing, town hall. I don't know if that's one of those that's like gonna still happen, or if it already happened. I have no idea. What I can say is that there's clearly some internal conflict here. That whole instance was bizarre. Hey, he's joining the board. Wait a minute. No, he's not. Like, fuck. So they even are somewhat fucked up in terms of their communication when they can't even agree to that. Like, you don't come out with a public statement that big, like, hey, man, this man's joining our board, then like back out on it unless something is going on. So again, I have no idea. It could be a big meme. It could be hey, nothing's going to happen out of this. It's just a big, expensive, rich guy shit posting. Or it could be one of those where there's a reason that he pulled out and he's got something under his sleeve, which is what, of course, people's minds are going to move to, mainly because that man was bound to basically a little under 15% and being a member of the board, and now he's not bound to that. So does that mean that he's going to purchase more? I have no idea what that means. All I'm interested in is the internal conflict. That's it. I know that people on Twitter feel some kind of way. We've covered the reports of exactly that internally. You have employees that are fucking nervous because they think they've done so much work in moderation. They've said, oh, we've made so many steps. And basically what they mean, we've been able to clean this website up. And by clean it up, mean that they have certain positions that they adopt, like ideologically, and they've been able, through this medical misinformation and through hate speech, they've been able to get people off of the platform. And they call it it's moderation, but really what it is just being able to have a reason to get people off, or let's say delegitimize them in the event that's what they want to do. And they think they've made great strides, and because this guy is what they say is a free speech absolutist, is now on the scene, they look at that like this is a problem. We have to do something about it. We have to address it. So I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I'm only interested in the internal conflict, and I will be covering it as more information certainly comes out. It's something worth keeping on, definitely for those of you that are on Twitter or just want to see, look, man, we know what these mega corporate social media brands have been participating in. It's interesting to see there be some sort of conflict, and now they're the ones that are now scared. That is intriguing as hell.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.